Well, howdy tubers. Well, first what we're going to do today, since it is, well, it's 50 degrees anyways, and sunny, but it is windy. So, I thought at least come out and talk to Spike over there for a bit, and then we're going to adjust the valves. So, after you take your cowling back off, put your dipstick in before you pull the engine over, because it pumps oil out of the dipstick if you don't. So, and then I pulled the plug out, and I'm hoping that, I know I've done it before, but it was from a distance, not up close, but we'll see if we can make my airplane stand here work for videoing. So, see what kind of angle we can get here. I guess I don't need you on here at the same time. There we go. How's that look? So, anyway, okay, I think the prop is going to clear my stand here. So, let's see. Pull the valve cover off, which, of course, I already loosened the bail. Well, maybe we'll pull the valve cover off. There you go. Well, it sure looks blacker there than it does on the dipstick. So, and I've got my 5 7 thousandths feeler gauges here, and your 7 is for your exhaust valve, and your 5, of course, would be for the intake valve. And how do you know which one's which? Well, your exhaust is here, so that's your exhaust. Your intake's here, so that's your intake. Pretty simple there. So, anyway, so now we got to find out where top dead center is on this engine. And, well, not only top dead center, because it can be top dead center, but not ready to fire. So you also got to find that out. Of course, it can, when it's at top dead center ready to fire, you'll feel compression coming out of here, which means it's coming, that piston is coming up. Let's see, yeah, that piston is coming up, the valves are closed, and it's ready to fire. So, I don't know if this prop is going to clear here when I pull this through. I may have to push the stand back some. No, I'm missing by 3/4 of an inch or something. So, I can feel it. Yeah, pumping out here oil. Of course, it's good and thick. Okay, so we must be we're on the exhaust stroke there. Exhaust is closing, as you can see. Intake is opening. So we're sucking in gas and pumping out oil. So now the intake is closing, and that would mean the piston will be coming up to top dead center, and I can feel the air coming out. So we know that this is getting ready to fire. So I've got lines on the back side of the spinner, and you go by the center line of the engine. And so we're coming up on top dead, top dead center is right there. See, I've got it marked on here, top dead center, and this here's for 12 degrees, which is where the mag fire's at. So, should be top dead center, and these should be loose. And we got a little slop there, and we got a little slop there. So now we'll just check and see how much we got. Okay, so we should have 5 here. And we do, and it's not really too loose. That's good. Got 53 hours on this. And that's good too. I could maybe tighten both of these just a skosh, but I mean, it's just not worth doing. So we're good on that side. Now then I'll show you the book. Hopefully they'll be loose on some sides so I can show you doing it. But see, he says adjust the valves every 50 hours. The gap for the spark plug is 18 to 20 on the magneto. Don't have to worry about the back ignition. And see where he says on the settings here. Okay, here we go. Valve clearance is 5 thousandths on the intake and 7 thousandths on exhaust. So, there we go. So, let's get to the other side. I gotta tell you, I had a heck of a time getting that valve cover off. So, after you get that valve cover off, and of course, it was, but I forgot to tell you too, or maybe I did tell you when I said put your dipstick back in, make sure your mag's off too, which I had already done that, but I don't remember if I told you. So that's another good thing to know. Anyway, so then you turn it one more revolution over where it's coming up, of course, top dead center on, well, couldn't see me on the other side, where you're coming up to top dead center again on the other side since you got that plug out. But then you know if it's on top dead center on this side, it's not ready to fire on that side, but it is ready to fire on this side. So that's where we've got it. And just like I showed you the line here for top dead center, right down that line. So we're at top dead center over here. Now we will check these valves, and I'm not going to say hopefully they need adjusted, but that was the whole idea for doing the video, was to show you how to adjust them. So maybe if they're good on this side, then we'll just adjust one anyway. Okay, so again, this is exhaust side, so that's the exhaust, and this is the intake side, so that's the intake. The intake is 5 thousandths, or I guess I didn't wiggle them, but yeah, we got movement, and this one might be a little tight. Nope. So we got it in there, and it feels good. Now so we may just have to do this for, well, maybe this one. Okay. Well, 7 fits in there. let's just see if 7 fits in the 5, and then we'll know if it's, well, it's tight. So we'll just go ahead and do this exhaust. Just tighten it just a little bit. Let me get a rag. I guess you don't need to see me do that. Okay, got me a rag and cleaned off my hand there. So now I believe these are 13, but a 1/2 inch fits them. So we will loosen them. Loosen the jam nut, and then with a flat screwdriver, and be good. I had glasses on. I'll just turn that just ever so slightly and tighten that, and that feels pretty good. So we'll just add a little. I think these are supposed to be torqued to 15 foot-pounds. And I think I do have a torque wrench here. Okay, well, I didn't have a foot-pound torque wrench, but I had an inch-pound torque wrench. So it's supposed to be 15 inch-pounds, so you take 15 times 12 and come up with 180, so that's what I got it set on. And there we go. A real soft click on this. So there we go. Now then, of course, since it lose so much oil coming out of there, I'm going to, of course, clean up this gasket since it's already still stuck on there. I'm going to clean this up and clean up the valve cover and put just a little bit more oil in there. Now, Harvey that test flew my first one, he always says he put a little bit of mineral oil in his engines. So I just put, I don't know, 2 ounces or something in when I do an oil change. Of course, right now, this time of the year, I'm running the Rotella 1540. The Rotella 1540. I guess you'd say the yellow can, because I think some of them are different colors there. The T4, maybe that'll help too. And then in the summer, I run the Valvoline VR1 50 weight, and of course it says high zinc, and that's the thing, is that you want to run oil that's got zinc in it, and those are the two that Scott Kastler recommends. I know I've heard him say Royal Purple before also, but in fact this morning I just watched a video guy talking about, I mean, he never showed it, but he was talking about his, oh shoot, hang on, I have to think. The Minimax airplanes, they're all wood, and of course they also take a half VW. Well, this guy was at Scott's place in Coolidge, Arizona, and finally got to see his shop and all that. But anyways, he never showed, this guy never showed his airplane that he was building. He was just there to pick up the engine, and Scott was showing him around and telling him, well, no, he didn't really show him around, but the guy kind of looked around and seen his machines and stuff, and of course asking Scott questions. I sent my buddy Matt that video about that, and I thought he'd enjoy that. And so anyways, but in that video, Scott talks about both of these oils. These are the Valvoline VR1 racing oil 50 weight, or the Rotella 1540, because they both have zinc in them, and that's the main thing, is to have an oil with zinc, because these are a flat tappet cam. They're not a roller cam. If they're the roller cam, you don't need the zinc, but they're a flat tappet cam. And of course, you know, modern cars anymore, I believe, probably have roller cams, and, well, be roller lifters and roller rockers and all that kind of stuff that doesn't need the zinc to keep from breaking your cam down, or the lifter, whichever one it breaks down. I think it's usually the cam. But anyway, that's the whole idea behind having the zinc in the Volkswagen engine, because it's a flat tappet cam, they call them. So anyways, so I will get back to cleaning up the valve covers, cleaning oil out of there, and I'll add just a little bit of oil back in there and wait for the weather to warm up and the wind to stop blowing and get some flying in. So hope everybody likes this video, and appreciate everybody watching, and please hit that like button and subscribe and all that good stuff that I keep forgetting to say, but I know other people say it, and I think, yeah, I need to say that again. So anyways, hope I get some comments on this, or at least good comments. And so there you go, and God bless.